What's the best riddle you know? The maker doesn't want it, the buyer doesn't use it, and the user doesn't see it. What is it? Coffin. Mailed it. What gets bigger the more you take out? Your GF. Two girls went to dinner together and both ordered iced tea. One girl drank 5 of them in about a minute, and the other took her time drinking one. The girl who drank 1 died, while the girl who drank 5 survived. However, all of the drinks that were served turned out to contain poison. Why did the girl that drank more iced tea survive? Clever. Took me a minute. The poison was in the ice. Lol, I thought she peed it out. I'm not the smartest. What is something you have and want to share, but when you share you don't have it anymore? Virginity. Yes, but actually no. Secret? There are 193 dead people in a cabin in the middle of the woods. There are no roads or trails leading to it. Everyone died at the same time. What happened? Have you ever got scammed? What happened? Someone tried to scam me by creating a Craigslist to giving away things that are left outside my business. He even got some of my staff to help him load it onto a trailer by showing them the ad. So they saw your stuff, took a photo, and posted it on Craigslist, then took it away. That's actually kinda genius. It gives them plausible deniability as well. Officer, I saw the Craigslist ad and jumped on it. I wasn't aware it was not real. My bad. No harm no foul, sorry for the scare and you are let go. I'm now really curious about what kind of things you're leaving outside of your business. Was this like patio furniture for people patronizing your business to sit on? Shelving units while I had a storage area painted? One time I woke up to 10 $100 charges in microtransactions for a mobile-based building game. Never owned or played the game, and was overdrafted $600 plus, while the bank tried getting the money back. Look at Mr. Fancy Pants over there that keeps $400 in the bank. Look at Mr. Moneybags over there that has a bank account. Does any real person actually buy the $100 bundles? I always thought they were just there to make the less expensive ones look more reasonable. I know that most games with microtransactions thrive on a relatively small number of whales, but still, $100 at once on virtual currency for a mobile game. Does any real person actually buy the $100 bundles? Yes. I work for a company that makes mobile games. The amount of money people put into these games is honestly frightening and upsetting. One account I'm looking at right now spent nearly $800 on the app since June 6th. Last time I saw an iteration of this thread, the top comment was guy who hired a moving company and they straight up stole all of his shit. Was there any follow up? Nah, they just did a good job of making sure he couldn't reach them. What's the absolute worst piece of advice you ever received? Just get pregnant and marry him. He will have to stop cheating. If you did, goddamn I glad I didn't listen to that. The hell. If anything, that'd probably make him cheat more. I was told multiple times by her family that having a child would help fix our marriage. You'll both be focused on the kid. It'll help you bond. When I explained that I didn't want to bring a child into an unstable environment based on a gamble, the prevailing thought was that I was being selfish. Unreal. It amazes me that people think a child is the solution to a problem that will go on for decades as a result of having said child. I know we've been having a rough patch, but why don't we add in thousands upon thousands of dollars of expenses, a grueling physical burden for the child carrier, and also let's just not sleep for a full night for the next 10 years or so. Sound good? That's exactly when you should hit the eject button. I saw a thread a while back about someone who wanted to break up with their so because the so wanted kids, but they didn't and thought those views were irreconcilable. They got called a selfish asshole for breaking up over that issue by the so's friends. I don't understand people. Is this the leveled up form of my GF wanted a cat and I didn't, so we compromised and got a cat? You only need to feed newborns once a day. Fucking what? Cough cough, child abuse cough. Yeah, in the 50s there was a trend in child psychology that feeding your infant at strict regular intervals was good for teaching a sense of routine and that if they cried a lot you should just ignore them. I feel like this could've been the most dangerous advice on this list. How much worse can it get than starving and possibly killing a newborn? Don't worry about the cost of the wedding, you'll make it back in the gifts. If you turned into your username, what would you do? Fuck if I know. I don't know exactly, but give me your wallet, for starters. But, bad, I think you already know the answer to this question, you goody little two shoes. Aussies, you guys ready for round 2? PLZ no, continue. I like where this is going. Hello there emu Breton. Hello fellow emus. Not certain but it might be painful. I feel you. Ooh, this is worse. Edit. I know people might hate me for this, but I've never even gotten an award before. Thank you. Exactly what I'm doing now. What do most people do wrong in a fight? Try to go crazy and expend lots of energy when not needed to. Every fight video I see, people are just throwing haymakers and it looks like their arms are noodles. Keeping your hands up and throwing a few quick jabs usually takes care of those idiots. People have no idea what to do with their feet and their center. Most idiots just swing their arms to no effect and throw themselves off balance. Keep your feet under you and punch with your hips. That alone will put you ahead of 75% of people. If you act crazy enough, you'll scare your opponent off though. No one wants to fight an insane person. If you get the opportunity, I recommend peeing everywhere to mark your territory before the fighting begins. The old razzle dazzle. Minus the peeing, this is my method. In a small 22-year life, I've definitely scared away a couple of sketchy dudes on the street by coming at them, crazy eyes and all. Instead of hurrying away, I figure if they think it'll be more of a hassle than a good time, then they'll fuck off. Usually one clean, solid punch to the jaw will end the fight very quickly. It would be recommended if you both are staying on grass or something, because knocking out the other guy and him hitting his head on concrete and dying is not something you want to do. Guy who was 2 grades above me in high school went to jail because of this. A guy jumped him and he got one's punch out, knocked the guy out, and the guy hit a curb in the way down. There was video evidence that he didn't start it and still went to jail. No idea why it wasn't self-defense. From what I've noticed, most people that have not had any training just throw as many punches as fast as they can, hoping some of them will connect instead of having any sort of strategy. Don't have much experience. What's best sort of punch to throw first? The guy's going to be throwing haymakers, so you need to avoid being hit in important areas like the head, throat and gut. While he's flailing around, you just need to give him a few good jabs up the middle, because his arms are flailing to the sides and leaving his middle wide open. A decent hit to the throat will end the fight quicker than you think. They learned from video games. Just mash all the buttons and hope something cool happens. One time I got into an altercation with a larger fellow and started to panic. I wound up quickly crouching down, then taking a quarter step forward while standing back up, and also simultaneously throwing a jab, and much to my surprise a fireball flew out of my hands. What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it? Whenever you're at a large function for work with a speaker in the morning, and there's this exchange. Speaker, good morning everyone. Everyone, good morning. Speaker, oh looks like we haven't had our coffee yet. I said good morning everyone. Everyone, good morning. I took a public speaking class as a requirement my first couple years of college. One of the first things he told us was do not do this. For obvious reasons, it's annoying and it's just unnecessary filler. And to him, it was a sign of an insecure speaker. Lol, I still take mental points off for any speaker I hear do this today. When I was in academy, we had an instructor with Tourette's. To combat it, he would come in and shout as loud as he could, "Good afternoon class." To which we would respond as loud as possible, "Good afternoon, sir." And then he would calmly ask us to take our seats. Who needs coffee when you're on meth? When people say you're doing something the wrong way, but really they usually just mean you're not doing it their way. My grandma. I don't care how I'm folding it wrong. It's my shirt. Put a sweater on. I'm cold. How about the winning lottery numbers? When I ask if I can do anything else for someone. Every time we are at a restaurant or something and are asked need anything else, my dad always, without fail, responds with a bag of hundreds followed by a pitied laugh from the recipient.